don't scare Negroes today with no badge or no white skin or no white sheet or no white anything else. The police the same way. They put their club upside your head and then turn around and accuse you of attacking them. Every case of police brutality against a Negro follows the same pattern. They attack you, bust you all upside your mouth, and then take you to court and charge you with assault. What kind of democracy is that? What kind of freedom is that? What kind of social or political system is it when a black man has no voice in court, has nothing on his side other than what the white man chooses to give him? My brothers and sisters, we have to put a stop to this. And it will never be stopped until we stop it ourselves. They attack the victim. And then the criminal who attacked the victim accuses the victim of attacking him. Yes, sir. This is American justice. Yes, sir. That's right. This is American democracy. Yes, and those of you who are familiar with it know that in America, democracy is hypocrisy. Right. Now,
I'm not gay no more. I am delivered. I don't like men no more. I said I like women. Women. I said women. I'm not gay. I would not date a man. I would not carry a purse. I would not put on makeup. I will love a woman. Now, listen.
But he certainly would support a study of reparations. We understands that we don't need a study to take action right now on systemic racism, so he wants to take actions within his own government in the meantime.
So Joe Biden said he want to study reparations before he give reparations for black people. But how long did he study the anti-Asian hate bill before he gave the Asian community $156 million? And how long did he study before he gave the anti-LGBTQ hate bill $100 million? And how long did he study before he asked Congress for $30 billion for Afghan relief? And how long did he study after giving Israel $3.8 billion? But now Joe Biden has another group that he wants to give reparations to.
Administrations and negotiations to pay millions of dollars in reparations to families who were separated at the U.S.-Mexico border under Trump's zero-tolerance policy. The payments would amount to $450,000 per person.
You see, the Biden administration found very specific money for the Asians, very specific money for the LGBTQs, very specific reparations for the illegal immigrants, not citizens, by the way, very specific money for Afghan relief, very specific money for Israel, completely different country, and on and on and on. All this under Biden administration. But when black people are asking for specific reparations, can we get some specific reparations, Kamala Harris?
So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit black people. No.
Oh, by the way, my name is Ashtray.
My name is Dashiki. That's Swahili for doggy style.
Ooh, that's pretty.
Those are my kids.
Hello, everybody.
Now, children, what do you say when you meet a nice man?
Are you my daddy?
Men are taught that they have to make women happy. The fact of the matter is, you can't make anybody happy. You have to make yourself happy. Happiness is a byproduct of achievement. So for women to say that they're unhappy, it's their own fault. Anybody who says he's unhappy, it's his own fault.
Mark,
everybody has to make himself or herself happy.
You're giving me such a bloody headache. Yeah, I mean, where are you from? Where are you from? Dear Lord, I would never in a million years teach my girls that they have to grow up to be reliant on a man, as you can well imagine. I would never teach my son that he should be attracted.
But Tracy, you're the same one. You're the same one who brags that she's so strong and so tough and doesn't need a man's money. Yet you're taking alimony.
City boy, city boy.
Got him.
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
Don't find a man online. Oh, don't find a man online. You might think he fine and he won't have a dime. Don't find him online. Hey, hey, don't let him tell you he rich. Oh, don't let him tell you he rich. I know what I'm talking about. You might think he rich and you wind up getting catfish. Don't find him online.
Salaam Alaikum. Mr. Moderator, our distinguished guests, brothers and sisters, our friends and our enemies.
Wassalatu wassalamu rasulullah wa ba'd. In the name of Allah, the peace and blessings of Allah be upon his last and final messenger. Family, friends, foes, haters, and hateheads, welcome back to the Feachaz. I greet you all in peace and love, no hatred in my heart. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. So before we begin, please like, please subscribe, and please share. As you know, we got a lot of haters up in here, and this topic, again, it's going to be another doozy, and it's very, I mean, I can't even stress the importance of this topic. So let's just get right into it, shall we? Family, you know, this particular topic, I really thought long and hard before I put this live together, because I was supposed to put it, you know, I think last week, but I said, you know what, let me just put some more thought into this, because I just didn't want to wing it, because it's so important. And it's important because I wanted to basically configure and collaborate how I should advise Black Muslim women on this topic. And how can I approach this particular topic, being sensitive to our sisters, but at the same time telling them the truth. Because actually there are many people in the Black community, Black looking people, who make a living. Their entire living is essentially to rinse the ears of Black women. And they get very rich off of this, particularly the Black preachers and you know, pastors and whatnot. And, you know, there are some of your online elites. We don't really have to mention their names, but there's a type of what you call economy behind this, telling Black women anything that they want to hear. Okay, and on the other hand, there's this new kind of movement which has spawned bravado and the Black version of incels. I don't even know what you call them, right? But they're like incels, but they're Black, right? So it's kind of like a weird type of thing. Anyways, they've come out with courage in numbers, just bashing Black women regularly. So this advice, I want it to be not that. I don't want it to be this or that. I want it to be something serious and practical, and something that sisters can focus on right now, like right away, so they can be, you know, successful. So like, subscribe, share, hit me up on Patreon, share this one out, inshallah, and let's get into it. Okay. So first of all, sisters, I want you to understand that your situation is different from the Black men. Your situation is actually very severe and dire, and it shouldn't be taken lightly under any circumstances. Okay. According to Bowling Green State University, Black women are the only demographic, okay? They are the only demographic that is getting divorced more than they are getting married. So just let me just put this on screen here so y'all can see. 1 second. Share this with y'all. So I'm going to read this for y'all. One second. Hold on. Let me show y'all, okay? Okay, so this is from Bowling Green State University, okay? So check this out. Marriage to divorce ratio in U.S. demographic versus 2018, okay? So we're going to go down here, right? It says here, all racial ethnic groups have more marriages than divorces. Other race women, including Asian American, Indian, Alaska Native, multiracial women, have the highest marriage to divorce ratio at 3.0. Three women married in 2018 for every one who divorced. Okay, so for every 3 new marriages, 1 got married. The second highest ratio was found among Hispanic women, which is 2.5, followed by white women, 2.1, and black women, 1.6. Black women were the only group. This is important for y'all to understand. They were the only group that had a higher divorce rate than marriage rate, with nearly 31 divorces per 1,000 married women aged 15 and older, and only 7.3 marriages per 1,000 unmarried women. So almost double the amount of divorces per marriages in the same year. Y'all hearing me? And we know that in the Muslim community, or the Black Muslim community, this is incredibly common. But that's not all. That's not all. According to Pew Research, and I want the sisters to listen to this very well, Black men are twice as likely to intermarry than Black women. Here's let me just pull up Pew Research here. 1 second. See that. This is very important to understand that these trends are suspicious. That these trends are very specific to Black women. 1 second, y'all. Okay, so this is Pew Research. As you can see, Black men are twice as likely to, as Black women to intermarry. You can see here, Black men rather, like every 24 Black men that intermarry, 12 women, 12 Black women intermarry. Now here it is. Okay, how does it sound, guys? 50 people say the sound is funny. How does it sound? First number one, if you can hear me. know if you can hear me okay. So the point is, we have a phenomenon here that black women, by and large, as a group, are choosing the voice as opposed to keeping their marriages intact. Let me try to fix this out. How's it sound now? Can y'all hear me? Okay, excellent. All right. So we see this all the time in the Muslim community, the black Muslim community, that black men love black women, but they love you from a distance. Okay. And no other ethnic groups are coming to save black women. Okay. Black women, they have to understand this. Okay. Black women are not being chosen for intermarriage. And black men have chosen to marry out. And we love black women from a distance, but not enough to marry you. You understand? And this is not a joke. This is a very serious situation. It's a very serious situation for black women. So my first and probably most important advice, if I had to be honest, when I thought about all these advices, right, is for black women, particularly black Muslim women, not to take advice about marriage from other black women. Okay? I will repeat, okay? Sisters, if you are trying to get advice for marriage, do not seek that advice from other black women. And I'm not being facetious or condescending or rude or anything like that, right? The only exception to this rule, in my humble opinion, would be black women who have the proven ability to maintain a long-term relationship with a man, and she is depending on him and not the other way around. Y'all hearing me? The worst thing you can do as a woman seeking marriage, a black woman seeking marriage, in my opinion, the worst thing you could do is even talk to other sisters who have no man, a bunch of kids, a litany of bodies in their collection of divorcees or otherwise, and no history whatsoever of keeping a man happy. These women will train you to talk your way out of happiness. Y'all hearing me? And most black women know what I'm talking about. As a matter of fact, black men, they also know what I'm talking about. These women will train you to talk your way out of your happiness with your husbands, so you could be lonely like they are lonely. And they see this as a victory. They see this loneliness. Oh, I'm not settling. I have my standards. You know, these women are incredibly dangerous. We're talking about generations now of this type of teaching and cultivation for other black women. And we've seen the destruction it has laid.
Y'all hear me? The I don't need a man mafia. You understand what I'm saying? This I don't need a man mafia, they need to go extinct. But they have no problems taking as many women as they can with them. That is real. It is something that is heavily pushed in Black society, on Black media, with Black entertainment, with Black talk shows. The I don't need a man mafia. I'm strong, independent. It is heavily, heavily pushed.
Men are taught that they have to make women happy. The fact of the matter is, you can't make anybody happy. You have to make yourself happy. Happiness is a byproduct of achievement. So for women to say that they're unhappy, it's their own fault. Anybody who says he's unhappy, it's his own fault. Everybody has to make himself or herself happy.
You're giving me such a bloody headache. Yeah, I mean, where are you from? Where are you from? Dear Lord, I would never in a million years teach my girls that they have to grow up to be reliant on a man, as you can well imagine. I would never teach my son that he should be attracted.
But Tracy, you're the same one. You're the same one who brags that she's so strong and so tough and doesn't need a man's money. Yet you're taking alimony.
City boy, city boy.
Got him.
That's why he's the GOAT. The GOAT.
And the ones from the I don't need a man mafia who are actually married, okay? These ones who are married, they're married to men whom they can control. You understand? They're married to men whom they can control. These are married women. Yes, they're married women, but they are not wives. Learn the distinction. Learn the distinction between a married woman and a wife. Okay? They marry men, for example, who need residence or need visas. Or like some of these women in Canada, I'm not sure what's going on there in the US, but in Canada, right, we have farmers. They come up from Trinidad and Jamaica and whatnot and Barbados. And you find the most big, fat, enormous white woman marrying these men, okay? Like, no joke. The woman that nobody wants in society, in Canadian society, they'll marry these men. Why? Because they can control them. You get it? Okay, so these fat women marrying these men until they get their papers together. And what do you think these men do when they get citizenship? What do you think they do? It's the same thing with the Muslim community, okay? And particularly with Black women, okay? These women want men they can control. You get it? And these type of women, if you listen to these women, they will lead you down an evil, evil, evil path. They're very wicked people. Okay? They're out there telling their daughters and their nieces and their sisters or whatnot, the young ones in their family, to go do what they are doing. And the second that man becomes independent, there's no way he's staying with that woman. The visa marriages. I'll marry this man to get him a visa. Oh, look at him. He's cute. He's fine, whatever. As soon as he gets his visa, and the same thing happens to men all the time, actually, to be honest. Right? The same thing happens to the marry some Egyptian Moroccan. Same thing with, but the Black woman is a different situation. Right? Because she wants to control that man. You get it? So the second he gets his papers, he's out. Why? Because she's not a wife. And I don't care if this is your mom or your auntie or your grandma. If you seek marriage advice from these types of women, you're a damn fool. You are a fool. As a matter of fact, any type of marriage advice you get from men in your family should be given preference over the women in your family. You should always prefer the advice from the men in your family over the women in your family. Why? Because men know men. And I don't care how bad the man is in your family, whether it's your father, your uncle, your brother, doesn't make a difference. Even if he's the most outlandish, promiscuous person in your family, as long as he's not Chi-Chi and he's a straight heterosexual man, okay, his advice will be way better than anything that any woman in your family will tell you, because he knows men and he is not going to guide you to a man like him. You understand? He's going to guide you to a good man. He doesn't want the woman in his family passed around. That's not something that a straight heterosexual man wants for his daughters or his nieces or whatever. Okay? Sis, believe me, you be doing yourself a tremendous service by not talking to these women. Especially if you have marriage plans. Do not even mention, even if they're your close relatives. Okay? These women are vipers, and all they will do is teach you how to be miserable and insufferable and give you the worst types of advice. And the cycle will continue. These are the types of women that have a long list of prerequisites before marriage. And none of these prerequisites have anything to do with marriage itself. We heard it all. Before a man marry me, he better have a house, he better have a car, he better make 6 figures, he better be at least 6 feet tall. You know what I mean? He has to look like this, and he has to be able to do that. Nothing about building his character, building his skills, what we're going to do for the children. Nothing like that. No, nothing like that. They have this nonsensical, imaginative idea of what a husband is due to pop culture. They have this fantasized idea of what a husband should be. And on top of that, all that, let's say they get all of that, they will still insist on trying to change the man. This imaginary concept of a good husband, because in the Black community, this concept is widespread. And so the ideas that come up from pop culture are so disastrous and so dangerous that nobody can ever stay married. Furthermore, any woman that marries a man in order to change him and mold him into her idea or the imaginary concept of what her husband should be is an idiot. I'm sorry to say it like that. You are an idiot. You are a buffoon. And you're not ready to get married. All a woman has to do with regards to marriage, she either says yes or no to the marriage. That's it. Not to be a thorn in his side and make demands and be in competition with your very own husband. If you listen to these women, you will never, ever, ever be happy. And your marriages won't last long either. Okay? The second advice I want to give is that you must involve the men in your family in these marriages. You have to involve the men. It doesn't make a difference if they're Muslim or not. You have to involve the men in the decision making. I touched up on this last week, that the idea of convert women marrying convert men, there's a lot of protections that are not in place, like the Muslims who are from the East, these born Muslims who have this long, intact lineage and family structure. Convert women don't have the benefit of these protections, especially if she's black. I've seen plenty of white convert sisters who get married outside, like to Arabs or Pakistanis, and their marriages last. Mind you, there's some who fail, of course. Yeah, this is true, but their marriages don't fail on the level of black marriages, and it's because the men in these families, they will support such marriages with white women. You understand? But with you, they will disown you. Okay, so there's an entire different dynamic behind marriage to a black woman. The issue we have in the black community is a cultural one. And because our culture is heavily matriarchal, our relationships are in trouble from jump. And because the men in general are logical in their thinking, and if you involve the men in your family, of course they're going to have an invested interest in your success. Of course they are. And they're not like women. Women are talking about a dream. Prince Charming. The 666 man. Men are talking about reality. A man wants to know, especially if he's a young man, is he in school? You know what I mean? Is he in university? Is he doing a trade? They want to know these type of things, right? They want to know, who does he hang out with? Who are his friends? What are his plans? His 5-year plan, his 10-year. They want to ask these type of questions. They want to go out with dinner with that guy to get to know him, see what he's about. You know, see if he has, good manners and good hygiene and these type of things. See if he's actually father material. You get it? Not like women. They want to know what kind of car he has, what kind of house he has. Black women, they want something already set. They don't want to build with a man. They want something built so they can just come in and show up. And that's it. This is backwards and disastrous. And another thing that's disastrous is this wakil madness that's happening to black women. This is something explicitly within black Muslim communities, where a black woman will become Muslim. 1 month later, she'll be married. 3 months later, she'll be divorced. 6 months later, she'll be married again, and then divorced, like this. Because she might be cute or whatnot, and then the whole community want to pass her around. That's why you need your families involved. Because your family members will be able to see right through that nonsense. A wakil does not have an invested interest in your success with your marriage. He is just trying to get you married. Most of wakils, they just want to get you married so that you're not making zina. That's it. So as long as you're not making zina, they're cool with that. That's how wakil thinks. Your brother or your husband or your father or whoever it is, they're looking at the longevity and the success of the marriage itself. You get it? So if the men in your family are telling you that you are not ready for marriage, then you need to listen and work on that which you need to work on first. Because he's telling you that for a reason. Men know what other men want. Men are not thinking about the dream woman, or even, men are typically not even thinking of marrying tens and these type of things. When they get married, they want to marry a wife. Which brings me to the third advice before you get married, right? Particularly for Black women. Third is just, you need to seriously learn wife skills before you get married. It's not the type of thing that is like an on-the-job training type thing. You need to learn wife skills, pardon me, before you get married. Y'all hearing me? Not while you are married. There are certain wife skills that you need to have before. Fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, submissive. This is why I advise Black Muslim women to listen to Kevin Samuels. And I stand on that. And I still stand on that. Black Muslim women, before you get married, listen to as many Kevin Samuels videos as you can. Because you're going to see trends and patterns that you will be able to relate to. And not only that, this disease of delusion, which is rampant, causing Black women to lose in marriage and relationships, and basically be at the forefront of the destruction of the Black community, you're going to be able to pick that out before you get married. So if you need to find yourself some friends from other people groups so you can see how they do it, then do that. But the worst thing you can do, and I'm not being facetious, I'm not being, I'm being realistic, put it that way. I don't know how else to say it. The worst thing that you can do is to seek marriage advice from other Black women. That is the absolute worst thing that you can do, right? Unless that Black woman has been married for 15, 20 years, has a stable relationship with another Black man, and has wife skills, then okay, I can see that's not an issue. But again, you should prefer marriage advice from the men first, then the women. If you had to choose, give preference to the men, then the women, and especially multiple men in your family, within your family. Those are the three main big advices I wanted to give you before you get married. But if there is one more advice that I wanted to give, it would be this.
Don't find a man online. Oh, don't find a man online. You might think he fine and he won't have a dime. Don't find him online. Hey, hey, don't let him tell you he rich. Oh, don't let him tell you he rich. I know what I'm talking about. You might might think he rich, and you wind up getting catfish. Don't find him online.
Jazakallah khair. Brother Kev D, may Allah reward you and bless you and multiply it for you 1,000-fold. Ameen. May Allah bless our sisters, make it easy for them. Tuition. Jazakallah khair. Hayakallah. Ameen. Ameen. Yeah. But yeah, prefer the men in your family over the women. And don't find a man online. Please don't do that. Please don't do that. The litany of bad relationships online is just ridiculous. Okay. All right. So we'll call it a night. Inshallah, tomorrow night we're going on live on another important topic again. I will see you guys tomorrow. Inshallah. May Allah reward the brother Kev. Again, thank you so much for your generosity. May Allah reward you and bless it for you and multiply it for you 1,000-fold. Subhanakallah bihamdik wa shada la ilaha ant wa astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.
We are the Muslim wing of the black grassroots. Unapologetic, strong, uncompromising voices that have been in the faces of the enemy and those who tap dance for them. The Feachaz is proud to present the archives exclusively on Patreon.